Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Now, the trade deadline is about 2 weeks from now. I think it's on February 10th, so which pretty much means we're past the halfway mark of this NBA season. Now, going into this particular season, no other team had more drama surrounding them than the Philadelphia 76ers with the situation that they were having with Ben Simmons. The other team you can think of is probably the Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie Irving, but these are the two teams, right? The Philadelphia 76ers were at the top. Obviously, the Lakers now are one of the three teams that's mired in drama because of how they've been playing. But going into the season, those have been the two culprits. And to this day, Ben Simmons has yet to play a single game for the Philadelphia 76ers. Last we heard, he was still, committed to his position, that he's not going to come off of his hill. He's still being fined, and they're still working their magic out there. Clutch Sports and these guys are still, they're still doing whatever the hell they're doing with Ben Simmons, right? So to this point, he hasn't played a single game. And some speculated earlier at the beginning of this holdout or this game of chicken that, Ben Simmons has a ironclad strategy. What he's going to do is he's going to hold out. He's going to watch his team flounder, and then they're going to make a move in desperation and blah, 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 blah. Well, the total opposite is actually happening. And Joel Embiid is proving that he doesn't need Ben Simmons whatsoever, right? That's what he has proven. And he basically went as far as to basically say it. Now, we got an article here from Sports Rush, this website that we just discovered not too long ago, and they give you some pretty interesting articles out there. So we were basically able to stumble upon some of the comments that Joel Embiid made. So we quickly want to get into this article here and then come back and really unpack this thing further. So the article starts off, it says, amid an incredibly sensational season, Joel Embiid explains how he has had more freedom to be able to bring the ball up and push in transition this season. At this point in time, it is too difficult not to acknowledge the greatness of Joel Embiid. Without Ben Simmons suiting up for Philly, an incredible amount of load has fallen onto his shoulders. And so far, JoJo has been extremely special in doing so. After his 38-point explosion in the Sixers' recent 150-109 win over the Spurs, the Cameroonian big man has now recorded 15 30-point games in the past 13 contests and joins the likes of James Harden, George Gervin, Tracy McGrady, and Michael Jordan as only the fifth player over the last 50 seasons to record 12 consecutive 30-point games on the road. One of his teammates said Tobias Harris spoke highly about Embiid's performance this season after the contest. The forward said, what he's doing is special. We rely on him night in and night out. He's the anchor for our team, the anchor for our offensive flow out there. I thought tonight he did a great job of picking the game apart, really getting everyone involved out there in their spots and still being able to get the shots that he wanted. Then Joel Embiid himself made a comment where he basically said, this year I have more freedom to be able to whether bring up the ball or push in transition. The previous year we had someone that was so good in transition that you had to get him the ball. Joel Embiid is basically saying that, I can be the point center for this team if need be. And his stats are proving it, because Joel Embiid has actually doubled his assists per game this season over last season. If I look at Joel Embiid's stats here, let me pull them up quickly. This guy is having, as you heard, he's having a sensational season. And you heard Charles Barkley basically just come out and say, he's the MVP of the season right now. Joel Embiid is averaging 29 points per game, shooting 50% from the field. Get this. This dude, this man, this beast is shooting 39% from the three-point line. Where do they do that at? This dude is shooting 39% from the three-point line as your center. That's better than LeBron, Russell Westbrook. We ain't going to mention Ben Simmons. Better than so many players. And he's shooting 81% from the free throw line, getting you 10.7 rebounds, 4.3 assists, as I said, almost 2 assists, full assists up per game last season. Only 2.9 turnovers. He's actually limited his turnovers as his assists have gone up this season, which is remarkable. And getting you 1 steal per game and 1.4 blocks. Listen to me. Joel Embiid can pretty much do any and everything on the basketball court. He can do anything, and not to mention, of course, he is a great defensive player, which you will not see, in those stats. But I think the most impressive thing, apart from his individual numbers, is the fact that his team is winning. the team success that's happening right now with the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers currently sit in the 6th seed in the 6th spot in the Eastern Conference. And some people say, but the 6th is pretty low. I mean, I thought you would think it'll be a top 4. Well, let's put it in this way. The Sixers have a better overall record than the Lakers, the Clippers, the Denver Nuggets, the Dallas Mavericks, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And they're doing all of this without a single game being played by Ben Simmons. Joel Embiid has only missed 9 games this season, right? And over the last 10 games, the Sixers have won 70% of their games. It's 7 out of 3 out of their last 10 games. And I personally believe that Joel Embiid has moved on from Ben Simmons from a psychological standpoint. I think Joel Embiid looked at Ben Simmons and said, okay, hold on, wait a minute. First of all, I'm better than this dude. What's all the hoopla? Did y'all see how he played in the playoffs last year? I think he looks at Ben Simmons as a crybaby. Because Ben Simmons has done more complaining. And listen, I also want to say this. Given the fact that Ben Simmons hasn't played a single game this season, I just can't wait to see all of the improvement that he's done on his basketball game with all of this free time that he's had. He must have really improved his three-point shooting. He must really have improved his mid-range shooting, because he certainly hasn't been busy playing basketball on the court. So hopefully he's been working on his game. My hunch is he's going to come back as the exact same player we saw him before. How do I know this? Because I have history to prove it. He's not Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's not Lonzo Ball. He's not Brandon Ingram. He's not any of these guys. Pascal Siakam. Guys that have been improving. Kawhi Leonard. These guys. He's not somebody that's shown the ability to improve over time. Ja Morant. He's not in that classroom. He's a guy that's just been kind of leveling out and in some cases regressing. So I'll be very interested to see, after he's taken his principal stance on whatever he's standing for, I would be interested to see when he comes back the level of improvement in his basketball game. My hunch is he's not going to improve whatsoever, which means that he truly believes that he's right. That the fact that he played terribly in the playoffs, those things, that is everybody else's fault. The fact that people are focusing on his game, that's not the problem. It's the fact that what those two, his coach Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid, said about him. So for me, I think, yes, that was a direct shot. He didn't even go as far as mentioning the guy's name in the quote. He said we had someone, not even Ben Simmons. So to me, listen, I think Joel Embiid has definitely proven that they don't need him. Will they win a championship? Probably not. But how many teams actually are going to win the championship? There's only going to be one. So if he fails, then a lot of other teams are going to fail too, right? So you can't put it all on him. I just think that, listen, I hope they just move on from this guy. And I love his comments, because he's basically saying, I accept the challenge. We don't need this guy. If he doesn't want to be here, if he wants to pout, so be it. Let him leave. Help him move. Help him pack his bags. These are my thoughts and opinions on this. What I want to know from you guys, what do you think about Joel Embiid's comments? What do you think about the success of the Philadelphia 76ers? And ultimately, what do you think is going to happen with Ben Simmons? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, it's just Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day, and catch you guys on the next episode.